Thank y'all for being here. Good team win, 7-1. Still 4-0 in the conference, but 7-1, and finishing up our non-conference slate 3-1 with a close loss to Clemson. So probably about as good as we could expect at this point in our season. And not a real fun game for me. I talked about that on Monday, but very, very, very glad that we got the W here today. I thought our layoff hurt us, you could tell. 2 games in 28 days. We were rusty. Didn't come out of the gate very fast. And let me say this, a lot of it had to do with them. You know, they came out and hit us in the mouth, took it to us from the first play. They go long, and we just didn't play very well early, offensively or defensively. And we've got to get that corrected, especially with the outfit that we got coming in here next week. But I think the growth of our program, the maturity of our program is showing. We've come a long way. We were 14-0 in the hole really the last 2 weeks, and come back and win convincingly today, and win a close one the last time we played against South Alabama. So good team win. There's some things we got to clean up without a doubt. There's some things that we've got to get better on before we finish out these last 4 games. So with that, questions.
What was the mindset of your players? They said they've been there before and they didn't panic. Is that something that you noticed on the phone?
Yeah, I think that's coaching. I really do. I think it comes from our assistant coaches. If you show panic, then I think that goes to them. So I thought we were calm on the sidelines. And I don't think. I mean, we had a spirited talk there with the whole team after the second touchdown, but after that we responded. You know, the thing about it is when you get in your off-season program, whether it's winter, spring ball, summer, you talk about situations. You know, that's something we do. We don't just ever go out and just work out. We don't ever just go out and practice. There's always situations. In that situation, we're 14-0. We've had it last week. We had it live, or against South Alabama. It happened to us live, but we've practiced that scenario in practice. Our coaches deal with it, even keel. We try not to get too high or too low, and I think our guys feed off that.
Giving up just 44 rushing yards, what has been the success in stopping the run?
Well, we've done it all year. And that's something that we take pride in. That's always we talk about takeaways first defensively. We talk about stopping the run second. And the third thing we talk about is negative plays, negative yardage plays. And we've done a nice job with that. You know, I think if you can make a team one-dimensional, then you allow yourself to apply pressure. And that's what happened today. We were able to put pressure on their quarterback. And I think it all stems from us being able to shut down the run. A lot of credit to our inside guys. Our D tackles have done a nice job with that, and we've done a really good job at safety fitting the run.
You had talked about in the offseason creating adversity in situations like that. Do you think your team's just hunting for?
Well, I hope not. Yeah, I hope not. Well, I mean, it was, Jeremy. It was something that we did concentrate on in the offseason, because I didn't think we handled it very well at all last year. You know, we went into the mode that I call "here we go again." No, here we go again. Oh, we turned the ball over. Big play. Here we go again. You know, and that's something that we don't have. You know, and a couple reasons why we don't have that. We've trained them. That's one. But we also have got some good leadership in this team, and we got some good players that can create their own big plays. You know, from great individual efforts. So, but against a team, we can't afford to do that the next few weeks. You know, that'll come back to haunt us.
Brandon throws that early pick. Comes back out there, and then I think 8 straight completions after that. What does that just show about his maturity after making a mistake?
Well, first of all, the ball should have never been thrown. We didn't run a very good route, but the ball shouldn't have been thrown. Should have been thrown to the back. So he came over, and Sean Reagan does a good job dealing with him on game day, and just said, hey, you know, let's take what they give us. We don't have to force things. You know, I think players, quarterbacks in general, try to force things. You know, they came down and scored and went 7-0 real quick. Felt like he needed to make a big play. He doesn't. All we need to make is routine plays. We don't need to make extraordinary plays. I don't care who we're playing. You know, we don't have to make extraordinary plays. We need to make routine plays, and I thought he came out and did that. You know, I thought I got to go back and look at it. I thought he did some good things. For us to do what we need to do, he can still play better.
When we talked on Monday, we said, do you think few players may overlook this game and start looking at App State, and did that kind of happen to go down 14-0?
No, I don't think so. If they did, they're not very intelligent, because that bunch had enough people to beat us, and so I want to believe that wasn't the case. Especially if you hadn't played in 17 days, you better be hungry to play.
Do you think fatigue for them kind of?
Yeah, I do. I think that's a fair assessment. You know, they're playing. This was their 10th game in a row, which is crazy to me. I don't think that's probably fair. I guess I can say that because it's my alma mater, but I don't think it's fair to those kids to play 10 games in a row and the schedule they've played. And I did. I thought they especially when we got in some drives. Their defensive guys, they're not real deep, and I thought it wore on them a little bit. I thought they had probably some nagging injuries that reoccurred in this game, but I think you're spot on with that, Jeremy.
Did Sam Letton just kind of fit into the game plan a little bit today?
No, he's been practicing well. And we need to do a better job, as long as Adam doesn't tear up something over there. Those things aren't even supposed to be out. They're supposed to be hidden. But we need – Sam's been practicing, and he missed some time early in the year with a couple of injuries, and then he's been performing better and better. So, he had several catches today. It all stems from practice. He's improved his practice habits, which is the case for a lot of these freshmen. He's a guy I got a lot of confidence in. He's going to be really a big-time player here. And he's going to continue to make plays this season. And then down the road, he's got a chance to be an all-conference type player.
You mentioned that Brandon needs to fix some things heading into these next few games. Overall, though, the big talk has been his maturity and him being the leader of this team. How do you think he's done how do you think he's done so far over halfway through the season? Yeah,
well, we're 7-1, and he's the leader, and he's especially the leader on offense. So I would say job well done so far. He's got really good arm talent. He's talented. He'll make some wild throws. On his last series that he played, the post throw to Emmanuel Thompson, the back shoulder go ball to Andre Flakes. Those are wild throws. Those are big time throws. Now, I mean, those are throws that'll get you evaluated for Sunday. But then he has some plays where his footwork, maybe he looks at the blitz, and that's what he's got to clean up. And the way I coach him is I always coach him about what his potential is. So he had a good game. What did he throw for? I don't even know. He threw for 245 yards, ran the ball effectively. Our last game he throws for 395. But I still think his ceiling is higher than what he's playing. And so we'll continue to challenge him. But I'm pleased, and I think he's done a nice job leading our offense and leading our team.
We really haven't seen him run the ball that much, and that is part of his game. Was that part of the game plan going into today?
No, that was a couple of things they gave us. We did run him a good bit against South Alabama. And we did that because we hadn't done it all year, and we felt like it was a rivalry game. Today it was just a couple of things that they gave us. And we carry that package. We carry it in, and we mix it up formation-wise. We carry some type of option package each week.
Brandon, when he was in here, he mentioned how y'all scored more on them than Florida, Mississippi State, South Carolina. Seemed like he might have been campaigning a little. He said he wasn't, but do you sense these guys itching a little bit, ranking?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't know if we did score more than them. I can't remember. I think our margin of victory was higher than those three schools. I do think that. I think some of that is because UMASS is worn out. They're worn down. I mean, but the rank deal I think is always a byproduct of winning. I firmly believe if we continue to win, especially next week, then we'll see our name. And I'm a big believer is you get what you deserve. And if we continue to do the right things, if we play disciplined football, we continue to get better. That'll lead to wins. The wins will lead to being ranked.
What were the emotions that you had coaching against UMass today?
It's good to see a lot of those guys. It's not. I say this, and it's not a game fired up about. We go back up there in 18. That'll probably be a little different feeling just because I'll go back there. I haven't been back there probably since 2004. So that'll hold a little bit. That'll be a little bit more of a special moment. It's just difficult. It's not difficult coaching against UMass, so to say. It's difficult to coach against people that you care about and people that were mentors and people that you played with. So that's a difficult thing. The name on the jersey doesn't necessarily. This is the second time I played against UMass. I played against them when I coached at Delaware. So that wasn't the hard part. But a lot of people over there that I care a lot about.
One more. Like Weldon's tackle on Silvers right at the end.
Yeah, I did.
Good for your fullback?
Yeah, well, I didn't. I thought he scored, so I'm thinking it kind of caught me off guard because I saw the end bend. Silvers pulled it like he should have, and then all of a sudden I see him going down, and I asked what happened, and he said he ran into the fullback. I'm like, what? So, I'll tell you this though, Zach Weldon's did a nice job. Somebody that y'all probably don't even know who I'm talking about sometimes, but he plays about 35, 40 snaps, walk on, and guy that's really physical that's done a heck of a job for us.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good night.